I'd like to show this slide of Flower so that we can be together as we read her words. We have 7 faculties. Each has its own sphere of influence, purpose, and objectives to achieve, forming the constellation of the self. Just as light seen through a prism has 7 colors, so the Spirit's plan was for us to realize 7 different levels of being, all of them permeated and infused by the Spirit of God indwelling, and all necessary to the Spirit's purpose. I love the idea of the constellation, that we, with all of our spiritual anatomy, if you will, creates this beautiful constellation, each one of us so unique, like a snowflake is. Flower tells us again that with this realization of our 7-fold vehicle, which we won't go into detail today as our focus is the mental body, that we are required then to practice more control, self-discipline, knowledge of these parts of ourselves so that we may reach other states of being and function through their faculties. So each layer of our constellation has its unique purpose, its own power, and yet through the totality of all of these, we create who we are. What has stood out so much to me in my research this time is how Flower tells us that this realization that we are a 7-fold being and beyond is of recent origin. And as for too many centuries, humanity was considered a lowly being. In her words, we were made to feel like a groveling creature, like called a sinner, and had all of the negatives heaped upon us. In our century, however, humanity is beginning to be thought of with more love, charity, respect, and the higher part of us is coming into expression. And aren't we grateful for this? We are well into this new Aquarian age where we are learning to trust our intuition, moving beyond doctrine or believing these beliefs of that lowliness and moving into what is that more reaching into the higher aspect. People everywhere are awakening into the spiritual life, and it's so very exciting to behold.